Constant rate. Alright. Constant rate's not that bad. You're going to get the hang of it pretty quick, I hope. What we need to know before we even talk about this word, or these words, is this word and this word. What's a constant? Constant is just something that never changes. It's always going to be the same. You'll see the word steady associated with this a lot as far as math goes, something that's steady. So you ever see that word, it's usually going to be a constant rate problem. What does the word rate mean? That's just comparing one quantity to another quantity. So miles per hour, for instance, would be a rate, or points per game in basketball. So what's a constant rate? It's just a rate that never changes. So a quantity that does not change in relation to another quantity. I have some examples here at the bottom. A car that's going in cruise control, it's always at 65 miles per hour, or whatever the speed happens to be. And then if you have 150 pages of reading to do for Mrs. Manual or Miss Macaulay, and you want to get it all done in equal amounts, you do 30 pages of reading for 5 nights. That is a constant rate. We'll look at the next slide here. So an interval is another keyword to know, and that's just the space between the values on a number line, or the scale of a graph. So this first example here, our interval is just 1 each time. If every student gets 1 homework sheet, then I could actually keep this graph going all the way down if we want to do the 6th graders. There's, I think, 220 kids in the 6th grade, so I'm not going to draw that out, but you get the idea. And notice the line right here. It's a straight line that would, if we were to draw a line through the red dots, and you wouldn't do that if it was a scatter plot, but this line here is going to be a straight line because it's constant. It never changes. If it was a jagged little line of plots here, like if there was a plot way up here and then all of a sudden it got back on the path, that actually wouldn't be a constant rate. Another example of a constant rate, we have the donuts per dozen, but here the interval is different. Right here we went from every 1. Look at the interval here, it's every 12, and we leave this space missing. We'll fill in right here in this space. Number between 36 and 12, it would be 24. So they're going up by 12 each time. And actually, we didn't skip intervals here, but we did do every other number. So this would be 1, this would be 2. You can't see 3, but that's 3. And you get the idea. So if I was plotting points here, I would plot for a dozen donuts. That's 1 dozen right there. Oh. There we go. So 2 dozen would fall right there. 3 dozen right there. You get the idea. And then this last one here, let's say we had, I don't know, tickets to a school dance. The intervals again are different. Here we're going up by 10s. You can make the interval whatever you want. And here we're going up by 50s. So if it was $5 per ticket, if we were plotting the points, again, this would be a constant rate. You can see that it would be a straight line all the way through. We don't have a point going there or there. It's always constant. Down at the bottom here, I do have one example of one that isn't constant rate. So let's say, for instance, you went to walk your dog. You're walking your dog, and you're going at this speed. Then all of a sudden, you see somebody you know. So you stop, and the time is going by, but you're not increasing any distance. So you can see there, it's not a straight line. All of a sudden, it pops up here. And then you realize, oh no, I got to get home. So you start running your dog home, and you go at a little faster rate. That's not a constant rate. One final problem here, and then we'll call it quits for this slide. This is a problem that's actually pretty similar to a problem that was on the MCAS last year. So which graph correctly represents earning $20 per week for an allowance? Do not look at this stuff. Do not look. Don't fall in the trap. Do a T-chart. You see down there at the bottom, that is a T-chart. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill in however much money we have. And for this problem, you can't see it up here because I'm blocking it. But it's $20 per week for an allowance. So we get $20 at 1 week. And then we keep adding. $40, 2 weeks, $60 for 3 weeks. We can keep going here, 4 weeks. And how much money is that going to be? That's going to be $80. Ignore this right here. That was an accident. We'll erase that. There we go. Confusion's gone. So let's look at each graph here. This one right here says at 2 weeks we earn $20. Is that true? No, at 1 week we earn $20, so it can't be A. B also says the same thing. At 2 weeks we earn $20. That's not right. So we cross that out. C, this has to be it because at 2 weeks we earn $40. But let's just make sure here. At 3 weeks we should earn $60. There's no 3 here. Oh, what's this? At 4 weeks they have us earning $60. That's not right. So don't be fooled just because they had one of the right answers there. We got to go all the way to D. And sure enough, at 4 weeks we're earning $80. 2 weeks we're earning $40. I think that's the one we want. So we would circle problem D. Hopefully that helps you with constant rate. If not, definitely come after school and we'll be able to help you, or just ask me in class.